Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Angelika's Journal. Um, I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope you've been enjoying my videos. Let me know in the comments below what you think of them, and maybe what you'd like to see, what I could do in the future. Um, I am going to, I forgot to look up when it was. Review a few things and talk about what I would like to do in the coming videos. So the first one was, I think it was on Friday, Saturday, the end of last week. We had done this one and I loved it. I got so excited about it. I really enjoyed doing this one. And I did say I was going to photocopy it. And I did photocopy it. And then when I was photocopying it, I ran out of paper. So I went to grab some paper. And right above it was my labels. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I printed it on my label. Here you can see there's one removed. So that's another idea. By using labels, it does print on it just fine. And then those labels, whatever is on the labels, becomes your embellishment for cards. And then I got some bigger labels. So then I did it on the bigger labels. And it turned out really nice. And I'm going to show you. This is what I created with it. This was the 2x4 label. Yes, it does have a border, and that's just how the printer is, and that's fine. I could have done it the other way and put the white on the bottom and then put washi tape, or if you want to add like ripped a new book page, do you know what I mean? It would have covered it also. I did it on the top, not thinking, but even this doesn't matter. I might put like something up there, or I could just use my vintage photo and the ink and yeah. So there's an idea. And then the other one, it was like that. And so I tried it on a smaller label and I cut off the butterfly. I could have cut off the writing even and then put it on even a smaller one. Mind you, I probably, before peeling it off, I should have figured it out, cut this, and that way I could round the corners, because here it doesn't matter, but here that side is now straight. So if I would have cut it with the backing, I would have been able to round those corners too. But still, the whole point, I wanted to see how it would look, and it looks really, really nice. Now, I did take the printed sheet. Okay, where is it? Where is it? This one. All right, so this is the one. I had printed 2 copies on the printer. And then I went back to the video where the girl had done it. And I guess I didn't watch the whole video. Silly me. I just watched half of it. What she did was she took her stamp labels and stamped all over and created these labels. I took the stamps that I had and with different color ink, I stamped it. I tried this one and it's okay, but I don't think it works. I think this one would have been better just on brown, like coffee dyed paper. You put the stamp and then maybe put a flower or writing, or maybe just do a flower and then stamp over top of it. This one I'm not crazy about, but you try and you see. This one is a stamp that's a label. So that one's pretty nice. You could even do like a Christmas theme or a birthday theme. And then it has the two in the from. And then they were like little stamps that were stamps. So I did a couple of those. This one I really like. I stamped it on the 5. And so it looks like the stamp is 5 cents. And then the music. Like, there's all kinds of things you can do. This is what she had done, and I really like the effect. There, I'm trying to spread it out for you. See, even this one, I did it on the butterfly. And this one, nothing really came through, a little bit on the sides. But this is just the first layer. Oh, yeah, I tried this one, too, to see how it is. And if you put it this way, it looks fine. But I think the stamp was meant to have this on the top, which means it's upside down. But if you put a word, like a nice size word on it, you really don't notice that it's upside down. You just register its text. So, yeah, that's what she did. And I wanted to share that with you. It pays to watch the whole video and not just, oh, that looks like fun, I want to do that, and then only watch half the video. You know what I mean? So that was a review of the end of last week. Then on my last video, is it this one? Yeah. On my last video, I had done these, right? You Mod Podge it, you let it dry, half hour. You can go longer. Some of them I did like overnight. And then because the Mod Podge is on it, when you put paper or material, a thin material over top, and you iron it, it's a less messy way of attaching it. Because if you do the Mod Podge and then you're using paper to put on it, once it sticks and you pull, a lot of times it'll rip. It can get really cumbersome. Is that the right word? But with putting the Mod Podge, letting it dry, put your paper, position it the way you want, cover it with the parchment paper and iron it, you get, I think, it comes out a lot nicer and it's a lot less stress. And if see, they work pretty good. This one I had used the green, the olivey green, and I had put a receipt on it, and then I glued that, and then I put this over top and ironed it. So each layer has Mod Podge and it's ironed. But I don't know, I kind of like it because the green emphasizes the leaves. But if you look through, you can see there's a receipt back there. So I really like it. And then this was the Boo Boo one. The color is under this, but it still turned out nice. This one, so what? You know what I mean? And then there's this one. I left the colored backing and I did it on the white. And it's hard enough, like thick enough, that it can be used. I can cut it in half, put it in or leave it as a big ephemera card. Then there's this one. Oh, this piece of paper wasn't as wide as this. And so what I did was I put a strip of this napkin, and then I put this over top. So now to offset this, I figure I'm going to put a strip of something here, but wider than that. I don't want it as a border. I want it wider. So it looks like it's deliberate. And then, you know, you're going to have either a nice big flower or, I don't know, you just decorate it up. And then this side can be decorated also. And this one, I used tissue paper with speckles on it. And so now you got the two sides to decorate a little bit more. And you could cut it in half even. Like, I really like how these turned out. This one's a little flimsy, so I'll probably put music paper on this one. I haven't used my music paper on any of these. So I might put music paper, but I'll Mod Podge it and then iron the music paper. I find it's a lot less messy for larger surfaces or for multiple surfaces. Same with this one. It's a little flimsy still. And then my to-do list. Like, isn't that nice? Mind you, I should have put something in between because it's still quite flimsy. But if you use it as a flip, these flimsy ones are fine if you just attach it at the top in the book, in your journal, and then you have it as a flip and there's something underneath. Or you could add pages to the back of this, and then like more of these, maybe another 2 or 3 of these, staple them together, attach them to your journal. You can even do a a backing like attached like a flip. You can put it on the edge of the paper, like on the edge here, and then that other one would be on the other side, and then just attach it with a paper clip with a ribbon on it or something, a button. And or you could glue this down and then have something behind it. So the thinner, all that just to say, the thinner ones does have its place also. So it's not a horrible thing. This one, I still want to cut the bottom as a pocket, and then these as a a tag. And then this, I can always keep it because there's still the Mod Podge. Mind you, it would be a second. Maybe I should do another coating, let it dry, and do it again. And then the back. Yeah. And then there's this one. I really like the darker color. And it's the color where it's the green and yellow blend. So here it's more yellow, here's more green. I really like this one. I just got to figure out, do I cut it in 3 and then back it? I'm not sure yet. This one this one, it's because of the tissue paper. This is another one like the other one where I put this paper on and the paper did stick. But because it did not fit on the whole card that I had cut, I put napkin on the sides, but wherever the paper overlaps with the napkin, when you ironed it, it did not get affected by the glue. It's only the napkin that got ironed on. So now the overlapping part, I now have to glue this down. But that's fine. I'll just take my art glitter glue and then just glue it down. Or I could probably use a glue stick too. This one I really like. Oh, this one is that idea I was telling you on that video. I took a piece of coffee dyed paper and I ironed on, and I tried to put the middle, like I had folded the coffee dyed paper so I know where the middle is, and I tried to make it as close to the middle as possible. See the 2 butterflies? Now this is what it could be a page in a journal. So you have your coffee dyed paper and that, which is beautiful. Like, I'll probably do more like this. Or on that video I had mentioned, you could just cut a strip and then put it over the edge, attach it either with staples or a paper clip, and then this becomes your flip. And then on this side, it's not upside down because it's the other side of the napkin, because the napkins were mirror image on the 2 sides. So neither one of these are upside down. So I did one of those to show you what I was meaning. All right, so that folder's done. Oh, I have them in the wrong order. Not that it really matters. Just those things are together. And then what is this one? Oh yeah, I wanted to say all your scraps, material, tissue paper, whatever, keep them, because you could still attach this if you take an ephemera card. We'll just take any one here. Ooh, if I can reach it. I should have used my left hand. You know, like if you have something like this. Now, I know these aren't going to be the right ones for that, but I just wanted to show you. You could always add it to the like a corner, and then you put your okay, I keep going back to butterfly, but you could put like a butterfly or something bigger as the focal point. But on the background, you always want layers. So this would be like a layer, and then you would put your focal point. So these little pieces can still be used, like even this. I could maybe even put this as the focal point right on top. Like, there you go. Mind you, on because it's a bold color in the background, it doesn't show as much. Or as well, I should say. But you could even use the tissue paper as a focal point. If you have like text or music background, these would be really nice as a focal point. So don't throw any of this stuff away, including my little scrap of material, because those are embellishments. They're considered embellishments on your card. You're going to build up your layers, have your focal point, and there, the card is done. The ephemera card. So don't throw away those scraps. If it's like really itty bitty, you might not want to, but. Now also on Monday's video, I had mentioned about these papers I got from my daughter. And here's the yellow one. It's just, I don't like the color. And there's all kinds. They're not, some of them are okay. Some of them, they're not really, like for scrapbooking, it would be fine because you're going to put choose your photos. You're going to decorate the backing of it. You know what I mean? It's, you know, or it would be just a border, and then you would have maybe another layer and another layer and then a center thing. Like, it's not as bad. But in a journal, I find these very boring. And not only that, but they are one-sided. So the back of it is white, and you have to decorate the back. Well, I mentioned that I could do napkins on it, and that's what I did. This one, I chose this napkin. Isn't that pretty? I don't know if you could see the whole spread. There, you can see more. With the orange, I chose this one because of the red. There's a touch of orange, a touch of orange. So then I did that one. Isn't that pretty? Now imagine you fold it. Okay, you're going to cut it down to your 8-inch for your journal. And you fold it. And then when you open it up, you know what I mean? That becomes a page like that. Like that would be a nice page. And then this is the one you'd put the pocket on, or the belly band and things like that. With the purple, I chose this one. Oh, I love this one. And then for that yucky yellow, oh, this one, I did the lemons. I love this pattern in the middle. And then for the red, I chose a red. And then the yellow, I did just a plain green. And then this yellow, I did the other plain green I have. And then this one, see, it goes pretty good. It kind of livens up the page. This one, I did the lemon. Now, I'm not going to use both lemons in the same journal, right? See, look at that, the gray and the yellow. It actually looks nice with this one. So you just use like maybe 1 or 2 of these in with all your other pages that you choose. This one kind of brings out the red in this one. And the orange, because there's a bit of orange. And then the purple. because this has purple. When I finished that video on Monday, I spent the rest of the night pulling these papers and Mod Podging the back, and then I'd have to wait half an hour, move it to the side, do the next few, like I did that repeatedly all night Monday. And then yesterday, Tuesday, I pulled out my iron and I just ironed all of these. Ironed everyone. Picked the paper I wanted, the napkin for the paper, and I just went for it. See that one? Because it brings out the background, the blue. And that's what I spent half the day yesterday just ironing all of these. This one, I chose this one. And then there's just a few more. I chose because of the yellow, I chose a yellow. With the blue, I would have chose something with blue in it. It just livens up the pages. And then, of course, you can still not only decorate this side, but you can decorate this side too if you choose to. But at least now, I just got to cut them all down to 8 inches. And then I'll wait till I make the journal because this is also 12 inches. And a journal, when you fold your printer paper, and you end up 5.5, total of 11. So this being 11, this is actually 12. So you're going to have to cut off a piece. But in some cases, you could fold over that 1 inch, or maybe do a 2-inch fold. And then the other side will just be a little shorter. The pages don't have to be all the same. You can have some that are shorter, some that are folded, some that are longer, as long as it fits in the cover. When I made all of those, I ended up with a whole bunch of white, which is the first layer you remove. And then this one is considered the ghost print. So in the future, we are going to do something with these ghost print. This one's really, really dark. But some of the other ones aren't as dark. And you could use them for other things. Now this one, I'm going to show you what I already did with it. I do have an example. We'll come to it in a bit. But we're going to use those tissue papers up, so don't even throw those away. Keep everything. Unless it's something really itty-bitty. Then you don't want to keep it, right? All right, now what happened? Oh, yeah. These are the same idea like the other ones. But with these, I use tissue paper. This is tissue paper. So you can use napkin or tissue paper. Tissue paper works just fine. And this one. I thought to brighten up the gray, put in some red. And this is just tissue paper. Now this one was a little more difficult. I love the color. Like, look at the pastel. It's like a watercolor wash. I love it. And I got it from this. But what I didn't realize is I don't have a baby shower. Why did I buy baby shower? Did I buy it for this? Honestly, you could do that with watercolors and a rag or a sponge. But I guess I bought this early on when I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just starting out. And so you just buy up everything that you think you could use. So even though I'll never buy this again, I was able to use it because I'm not going to be using it for baby shower. You know what I mean? But I do love the pastel. So what I did was I took half of this one because it's only written on the cover. The other 3 squares are not written on. So I will keep this portion and I can use it on a card. Oh, it has writing too. But I took the half that didn't have anything, and I put a side by side on here, and there you go. If I measure it exact in the middle and you go to fold it, it should be on the fold. So one half of the journal, like on the one side, it will be this, but then there'll be other pages. This is stitched up. So then you see this. So it's fine as long as you do it like this here. Looks like this is wider than this. But honestly, it's still basically in the middle. So when you go to fold it and put it in a journal, you just got to make sure that this is the right way. Like this is geometric. Most of them are. But if it is a pattern, I mean, you know, like a flower or a picture or something, you got to make sure that you have it the right orientation so that you get this line in the binding and you don't have it like this. Mind you, even if you did have it like this, you could work with it. But yeah, I just wanted to show you, you can use anything. If you go to a birthday party and they have too many napkins and you ask them for some and it says happy birthday on it and you don't want that, you can still, you know, it's the background, this background that you want to choose as a background on here. So this is only going to be a background. There's going to be stuff on top of it, right? Anyway, so there you go. Then, ooh, I've been saying how much, oh, and I didn't photocopy it. I wanted to photocopy it and show you the results because of the metallics. But anyways, I'm basically right now in the mindset to create pages and to make not only pages, but bases for ephemera and stuff like that. Well, I have tons and tons of wrapping paper, and I decided to try wrapping paper. So I did not do Mod Podge on these. Let me just say, this is not Mod Podge. This, I started with art glitter glue. I did a few, and then it was showing through on the paper. And then I switched to a glue stick, and it was fine with the glue stick. It did just fine because it's paper to paper. So I took this cardstock. I have a whole bunch of this white cardstock. And so I started taking pieces of wrapping paper, gluing it to the cardstock in the hopes to photocopy it. Now, if you remember the one metallic, ooh, this one here. Oh, it's not there. Oh, I thought that's where I had put it. Okay, well, as you remember, the metallic came out black. So I was thinking if I can find it, I can take that metallic, the black part, and we have gold markers in our stash. We have, some of you have the gold ink or gold paint, and you could probably go over it with the gold to bring the gold back. And I wanted to see if all metallics were the same. So I did one card of this one card of this one, like the metallics. Like this is a bit metallic too, the stars and moons. So I will photocopy these and let you know how they turn out. If it turns out with a black background and then the blue turns out fine, then that's fine. You just have a black and blue paper, you know, like a page, because these will get folded into pages. This one, again, if the background turns out like gray, but then the white shows the green and the red, you know, like depending how it prints, we might still be able to use it. If not, then of course, if you want to use this, you'll have to glue it onto coffee dyed paper, and then just to make sure it stays attached, you could sew around the edge. Like even this one, I could put maybe this one on the back of it and then just sew the 3 layers together. So you have wrapping paper on the 2 sides and cardstock in the middle. And then you just stitch it, right? And then you can fold it and it can become the cover of a journal. But I did want to try this metallic thing again, thinking that maybe with some patterns it'll be okay and some it won't. So there you go. And then these, which are not metallic, you can just photocopy them. Oh, this one I did it on 2 sides. Oh, I don't know if you can tell. Right here, you can see a squiggly line. And here and there, coming over here. Can you see that? That's what art glitter glue did. And then I did it again on this side, and again it did that. So the art glitter glue is not good for wrapping paper, probably because it's too thin, the wrapping paper. See, these all, you can see. So I'm going to photocopy them because it's done. And if that shows through, actually, I think there is one in here that I show you. See, this one is a glue stick. There's no markings anywhere. No indent in the paper, nothing. So definitely, if you're going to do wrapping paper on a backing, use a glue stick. Now, when you bend it, you can hear the cracking. It is separating. So it's not staying intact with a glue stick. But if you just do the glue stick to give this some strength, and then you go photocopy it, this is your masterboard, your original, and then you just make photocopies. And then you use the photocopies in the journal. Because even though glue stick makes a better result here, it doesn't hold the wrapping paper, which is why I started with art glitter glue, because I figured this would happen. But because of the shiny surface, but if it's just to be your original and then you make photocopies, then the glue is fine. I can just reapply the glue and it's fine, right? I think the next one, yeah, this one will show you. So which one is, okay, this is my original. Again, the art glitter glue left residue, right? Not residue, but like you can see where it was attached with the glue and where it's not. And because the glue, the paper, wrapping paper is so thin, the glue ended up warping the paper. Well, when I went to photocopy it, it did come through. You can see it here. You can see it here. The warping did come through. So definitely you have to use the glue stick, but have this with the glue stick attaching, and then have that as your original. And then just make photocopies, and then you'll use the photocopies for in your journal. So I wanted to show you that. Now, on the wrapping paper, I had this one, which was so adorable. Little puppy and the kitty. And because they were squares, I'm like, oh, I could just do this, right? And then I could use this as my master copy. You can actually use it as an ephemera card. You just cut it down here, cut around it, and this is your ephemera card. Now, again, it's the glue stick. It's wrapping paper. So I would photocopy this and then use that. And then I was thinking with this one, it can go in a journal, right? If I cut this evenly off and then put it in my, no, cut the top part off, put it in my printer, or you could do it with the bottom off, and then this photo would either be on the top of a page or the bottom of a page. I was thinking the top would be better because then you could put a pocket in on the bottom. And it could be your page, you know, even like this. But mind you, with all this white, I would prefer it up here. But so I put two this way, and then I put two this way. This, I figured I would just use a marker to fix that. It was a rip in the paper. Or I could just take another piece too. But do it in different orientations. So if you want it on a page, you could put it on a page. If you want it on a ephemera card, if you want to make it into an ephemera card, see, this would be a whole page and I would just fold it. So some of the wrapping papers out there, you can do multiple things with it. This is another one. It was a snowman. So I did it this way so that I can cut it this way and then make them into ephemera cards. Plus I did it this way so that it can be folded and used as a page in a journal. So do it in both orientation, because with this one, you don't have as many complete snowmen as you would here. Actually, I should have had it a little more over to get this guy completely. But just as an example, you know, do it like do two originals, different orientations. Oh, why is this in here? I don't know. Now, this doesn't belong in there. Why did I put this in there? I think I was trying to put it in another folder and I put it in the wrong one. Oh well. This is another one. Like, you can use this any time of year. There is no, you know, like Easter, Valentine's, Christmas. Like, it's none of those. It's all neutrals. And again, I did one in this orientation and one in this. Actually, they're both the same orientation. It's just one has these two on top and this on the bottom, and the other one's the opposite. I was supposed to do one the other way. I guess because these aren't that big, I did it twice on the same page. I don't know. Same orientation. Who knows? Who knows what I do when I do and what? I don't know. Anyways, so then this one, again, I don't know if this is going to work out because there is some metallic. But if it's just the metallics that are black, then I'm okay with that, because I can go with a Sharpie. I have gold and silver and bronze Sharpies, and I can just go over it, right? I'm going to try it. But this was a Christmas wrapping paper that could have been also neutral. So I cut that out. I cut this out. Oh, I love this. Oh, this makes me so happy. I love this. Not only pattern, but color. And then the bird, the dove. I really like this. I'm hoping it's going to work out. If not, there is another method I could use. I won't be able to photocopy, but to preserve this, because it makes me so happy, there might be another way, but that'll be a future video. And then here I cut out all the elements on the wrapping paper. Here's some more, the dove. There's a dove with the leaf. So, yeah. Oh no, they're the same. Hold on. I'm in a boo-boo, 'cause I am a big boo-boo. Yeah. I thought, see what happens when I'm working all day? I start seeing things. See, that one you saw. I thought these two were facing opposite directions. Maybe, no, because that's the same. Oh, maybe I was looking at it like this. Because I thought the bird was this way and then this bird. All right, well, I got two the same there. Ignore my silliness. Then I got that one. And I got that one. And I got that one. And then I cut out for pages. That's one page. That's another page. And that's another page. So I figured these would be nice in a journal. But if I can't photocopy it, then I won't be able to use it in a journal. But just as an idea, saying it didn't have any metallic on it, but it was the same type of pattern. You could do many different cutouts. And then if you want it as an ephemera, if you want it as a embellishment, if you want it as a page, you have multiple choices in doing that. Oh, this is where this is supposed to go. This is all my scraps. Do not get rid of these scraps either, because once again, you could take like this, you could cut it out, glue it onto a card or a page, use it as an embellishment. So whatever ends up not as a page or an ephemera becomes an embellishment. Same with those scrap tissue papers. They become an embellishment to enhance something else. All right, and then when I was doing ironing those pages yesterday, I have these books I bought. Notebooks. I have a whole bunch of them that I'd like to fancy it up and give it away and maybe do my advertisement in the back, and people can use it for grocery list, like a calendar, anything they want. But before I even start thinking about the inside, I want to do something with the outside. Now this is cardstock, and it's a natural. It's been well stitched in. And I'm like, how can I make the covers look pretty? And then you remember all the tissue paper? You got the first layer and it's white, and then the second layer is a ghost print. And I was saying about how with the white one, we can do something with it, and I did. Well, this is what I did. See, this is the booklet. The pages. And I took the cover and I Mod Podged everywhere. Since I had it out and I had the brush and the water and everything out, I Mod Podged the whole thing. Then I took that tissue paper and crinkled it up, and then I put it on, and it was real bumpy and rough. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I got my iron out. So I ironed it. If you have it too bumpy and you scrunched it up too much, I did do a second layer of Mod Podge over top, so it's under to glue the paper down, and then another one on top. But it got real rough and bumpy, and I did not like it. I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I better watch a video. And then I thought, wait a minute, I have my iron out. So I put parchment paper. I didn't put any underneath because it's paper. But I did put parchment paper on top, and I ironed it. And it's still bumpy and enough. I took my ink. See, it's all dry. Nothing on my hands from rubbing. I took my distressed ink, and I went with the brown. Now here you can see the original brown coming through a little bit. But I took my, what was it though? Vintage Photo. And I went over the whole thing. And then I'm like, oh, wonder with the black. So I went with the black around the edge and along here. And it turned out so nice. I so like this. And then I did it on a page too, because then this can become the cover. And it turned out so nice. Originally, you see this white look. The whole thing was like that. And I'm like, oh, that's so ugly. Let me try putting the ink. You can tell I didn't even trim the edges yet. And so I did the vintage photo. And I did a little bit of walnut stain on the four corners. And then I did the black. This one has more black than that one does. But it turned out so nice. So I want to do this on a video. And then I was thinking, what can we do to, like, okay, this is now a book. What can we do to make this look nicer? And I've seen people put these things on it. And I'm like, oh, like butterfly won't work unless it has butterflies. Like you can't just put butterfly. I don't feel right doing it. And I don't want to glue anything on this, but you can put journal. You can put journey, travel. You can put anything on here as you want. Notes, like anything. So we're going to make some of these to put on here. Now, what I would do is I would take two brads, and then it would go through to the other side, right? I would have to measure it out, mark it with a Sharpie, the spots, and then punch a hole. Maybe put grommets in there too. Man, you don't have to. And then put this over the holes and put two brads, which would then butterfly open on the back side. But then you'd want to put something here. So I guess you could put it lower and then just put some tape or something, or put an envelope on here, and it would cover up the brads. If you put it up here, I guess you could put this up here and then put this book belongs to, and make sure that's over the brad, and then the spot for the name is below it. Do you know what I mean? So then they could write their name on it. But isn't this beautiful? Like, I love that. So I do want to do a video on making these and these. I also want to do a video on making these. But this will go with other things too. And then this will be a video of its own. And you know what? On that video, we're going to try other colors. Like this is really nice. But what if we want to do, like maybe with that ghost print, the one that was really dark, maybe we can do that flower one on here. And then just do the edges in like a blue, because there is blue in it with the red flowers. So we're going to play around with ghost prints, with the white, and then try different colors to do this and see what we come up with. So that'll be a video. I don't know when. If it's going to be on Friday or if it's going to be next week one day. We'll make more like this also. Yeah, so I just really loved how that came out. So I just wanted to share. Oh, you didn't see that. Good thing you're on the camera. Oh, I went to reach and the whole chair tipped over. All right. Because I have it all spread out here, everything I wanted to talk about. Silly me. Jeez. You can tell I caught the chair and went down slow. You didn't hear a kaboom. Anyways, and yes, I'm fine. It didn't bother me. It didn't hurt me. I'm pretty tough. All right, so these are the kind of things I want to do. And as you know, I already was talking about it in a previous video. I play a game on my phone where you have to figure out what the quote is. So I've been screenshotting the ones I like. So I'm going to go through that. There's a whole bunch on my phone. Oh my God. So I have to go through all that. And Then I'll have some quotes, some short sayings. You can Google it on Google on your computer. Just sayings, quotes, definitions, words. Here I wrote some words down as I'm watching people's videos. I'm marking down words. And then if there's a quote, I could always put it underneath. Like I have a whole bunch of scraps and I don't know where half of them is. So if I have time, I have a busy weekend, so I don't know that I can do it on the weekend. But one day I'm going to have to go through everything I have. Mind you, it's just this wall. But still, I have bins underneath and stuff. I got to find all those scraps pieces of paper. But that's, I'm going to do a bunch of them, different sizes, on my Word program. I don't use Word. I use Open Office. It's a free Word program online. Because when I went to use the Microsoft one, it came up 365 costs this much. And I'm like, what? I don't want to pay. I want free stuff. Why pay if you don't have to? If there's something available for free, why not go that route? So I signed up. This was years ago. So I downloaded Open Office and I've used it ever since. And I love it. And it's free and I never have to worry. Anyways, then I got a bunch of these newspaper, and I have more up there. Not newspaper, book pages. So we're going to stamp some words on it. We're going to stamp, numbers. And I have some that are cardstock, the scraps. I did the wavy edges on it. I got some tabs. We'll do some tabs. So that's another project. And I have a whole bunch of these, and I have no idea. All I know is to use the liquid pearls. But I'm like, I guess I could put a button. But it's very thin paper. So I want to think of things I can do with this. And then this label is part of this. You could put a word on it. Print your words on coffee dyed paper. You could even put it on white paper, on blue paper, whatever. Put it on your labels. So there are frames like this and like this. And of course, oh, it's in here. These, and I showed you some earlier. And then you just put your words on it. So that's another idea. Plus this you've seen in the past. I need to make more of these. So this is going to be a stamping session. All these are stamping. This one, and this one is stamping session. And then this is on the computer, the Word program. And then this, I have no idea. If you guys have any ideas, keep in mind it's very thin paper. To put a button, unless it's a flat button, it could become bulky. And liquid pearls with the dots, you can use it, but you know what I mean? Like I want something else. So if you guys, yeah, it shows only one, but it's actually multiple layers. They're really, really thin. And I have more in the box up there. I'm trying to clean out that box and have things organized. So if you have any ideas, let me know what I could do with that. Try to think of a way of sewing it on something. No. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. I guess I could put a brad in the middle. And attach it. A pearl. I don't know. I really can't think of how to decorate that. So let me know in the comments down below. That's everything for today. Oh, nope, not quite. This. I have a whole bunch of these. And as you can see, they're from Dollarama. One thing I didn't think of. This bump if you do the Mod Podge and then iron, this will all get flattened out. So it's still good because it'll add color to a white page. So in that respect, it's good. But if I'm going to want those textures, I'm going to have to try different ways, like maybe with a glue stick because it's tissue paper. If it's on a thicker paper, maybe I can just glue it down and then keep that texture. This I did not think about. I was going to use it on the back of those 12 by 12 papers. And then I realized, wait a minute, if I iron it, this texture will be gone. But I still will have the color. And these are good colors for backing, or for these two for antiquing. You know what I mean? It would work for the vintage look. But yeah, so think about it if you're buying napkins to do journaling. The color is great, so I don't regret the purchase. I'm just thinking, yeah. So that's that one. And yeah, that's it. All right. So I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll be back on Friday. I'm hoping to do these on Friday because I really would like to do a bunch of them and then put the brad words on with the brads. You don't even have to do the grommet on that butterfly one. I could just brad it right in too. And I think they would look so pretty. And then I'll make a label to advertise my channel. And I could put it here in the back or on the bottom. And then I could give these away. Promote my channel. Woo-hoo. Anyways, all right, everybody. Remember to do what makes you happy, and everything else will fall into place. Take care, everybody. I'll see you on Friday. Bye for now.